Behind global financial stability, there's one powerful organization shaping the world economy, the International Monetary Fund. You may have heard its name on the news, but what exactly is the IMF, and why does it play such a crucial role whenever countries face economic disaster? Let's rewind to 1944. The world had just emerged from the devastation of World War II. 44 nations gathered in Bretton Woods, New Hampshire, to build a new system that could prevent another global depression. The result? The birth of the International Monetary Fund. The IMF's main goal is simple on paper: to keep the global economy stable. It does this by monitoring the health of countries' economies, promoting international trade, and stepping in to help when nations get into financial trouble. But how does it actually do all that? First, every member country, and today there are 190 of them, pays in money to the IMF. Think of it as a giant clubhouse fund, where each country's contribution, called a quota, depends on the size of its economy. When a nation faces a currency crisis, spiraling inflation, or simply runs out of money to pay for imports, it can turn to the IMF for help. The IMF might provide a loan, but it's not just free cash. In exchange, countries usually have to make economic reforms. These conditions, known as conditionality, often include things like cutting government spending or restructuring industries. This approach is controversial. Supporters argue that these reforms help countries rebuild and return to stability. Critics say they can lead to hardship, especially for ordinary people, and sometimes make things worse before they get better. Now, you might have heard the term SDR thrown around. It stands for Special Drawing Rights. Imagine SDRs as a sort of international currency the IMF creates, a global reserve asset that countries can exchange for real money when needed. It's a safety net that boosts countries' reserves, especially in tough times. Over the decades, the IMF has played a starring role in some major economic turnarounds. For example, South Korea's dramatic recovery after the 1997 Asian financial crisis, or West African nations stabilizing after debt relief programs. But the IMF has also faced criticism, particularly when its strict loan conditions appear to deepen recessions or fuel public protests. So, why does the IMF matter today? In our interconnected world, a crisis in one country can ripple out and hurt economies everywhere. During global shocks, from the pandemic to energy crises, the IMF coordinates support, mobilizes billions in emergency funding, and offers policy advice to steer countries through the storm. But as the world changes, so do the debates. Who really calls the shots at the IMF? How should it balance the needs of richer nations and those still developing? And is it truly serving the people it aims to help? One thing is clear: the IMF continues to shape the financial future of nations. But who should decide the rules of the global economy? Think about it. The next big decision could change the lives of millions.